What if the very life you're living isn't yours? What if the decisions you make, the love you accept, the fear you carry, none of it is really you? This is the story of Naledi, a woman born into fear and shaped by silence. A girl who learned early to shrink, to please, to survive. But this is not a tragedy. This is a resurrection. Naledi grew up in a small home on the outskirts of Mafeking. Her father was a strict, stoic man, never cruel, but always distant. Her mother, sweet, but silenced. Everything in their home was wrapped in a strange, heavy fog, fear, masquerading as discipline, silence pretending to be peace. As a child, Naledi learned the unspoken rules. Don't ask too many questions. Don't talk about dreams. Don't feel too much. She learned to shrink her voice, her presence, her joy. At school, she was bright. But brightness makes you visible, and visibility felt dangerous. So she dimmed herself. By her 20s, Naledi had become who they said she should be. Polite, helpful, modest, grateful. She studied hard, got a job, worked overtime, never asked for more. She was praised for being humble. But inside, she was starving. No one knew the cost of being the good one. No one knew how many times she'd said yes when everything in her screamed no. No one knew she cried herself to sleep, asking, "Is this all life is?" It was a Friday afternoon. Naledi had just been overlooked for a promotion again, a role she had trained the new manager to do. She smiled in the meeting. She congratulated him. But something broke inside. She went home, lay on the bathroom floor, and sobbed. She didn't know why that moment hit so hard. But it did. "I can't do this anymore," she whispered to the ceiling. That night, she couldn't sleep. She went online, searching for, she didn't even know what. Healing, therapy, an escape. She found a video from the Dinaledi Institute. Something about the way the speaker said, "You are not your trauma," made her pause. It wasn't the words. It was the way they felt like truth. She signed up the next morning, not because she believed, but because she was out of options, facing herself. The first session gutted her. They asked, "Who are you, really?" She couldn't answer. She realized she'd built an entire life on other people's expectations, not dreams, not love, not joy, just survival. But week after week, the layers began to peel back. She saw her people-pleasing for what it was, a survival skill. She met her inner child, the little girl who had never felt safe. She screamed into pillows, cried in meditations, journaled with shaking hands. And slowly, she started to hear her own voice. One day, she said it out loud. "I deserve more." It felt like blasphemy, but it also felt like truth. She began setting boundaries. She started dressing how she wanted. She reconnected with her body, moved it, with dance, breath, rest. Her energy shifted. People noticed. Her lights started to scare some and inspire others. Her boss called her in and offered her a leadership role. She declined. She was starting her own business. She didn't have all the answers, but she had herself. Her relationships shifted. Toxic ones fell away. Healthy ones deepened. Her mother even started healing. Watching Naledi gave her permission to speak. Naledi now sits under trees barefoot. She speaks to the wind. She listens to dreams. She teaches young women how to choose themselves. She mentors from a place of soul, not performance. Her life is not perfect, but it's hers. She no longer fears silence. She fills it with truth. Naledi's story is not rare. It's sacred. How many of us are walking around living someone else's life, wearing masks so well we forget we're wearing them? You were not born to shrink. You were not born to perform. You were born to shine, to remember your name, to choose your joy, to walk in your own light. This was Naledi's journey, but it could be yours. When you're ready to remember who you are, we'll be here at Dinaledi Institute, where transformation begins within.